Alright, a good day to you. This is Rain, founder of Forex 100. Thank you for being here. Today, the midweek market analysis, let's look from all the way from the top, Euro Dollar, all the way to the bottom, Pound Australia. As you can see, it's quite a busy session. And I'll be going through the time frame from daily to 4 hour to 1 hour. The first time without any analysis to look on the overall trend and possibly plan our trade. Then we'll head back to daily chart where I'll share with you my analysis. Alright, so let's get started. So today the topic is, how's your trading month been so far? You can key in right at the bottom. So I want to share with you. There are 4 kinds of different trade. Of course, the one that we know is the winning and the losing trade. That's pretty straightforward. But it doesn't necessarily mean that when you have a winning trade is a good trade, and it doesn't necessarily mean that when you have a losing trade is a bad trade. So where is the perspective coming from? Very simple. Alright, a good trade definition from me will be the if you are following through your rules, you never jump in the trade, you never jump the gun, and you do not exit the trade premature, meaning you say that you never exit the trade before hitting your target or breaking your rules. So for that is considered as a good trade. A bad trade is when you don't follow your rules, you feel like the market is going in, going down, you short it, the market went higher, you short it again, and you short it again, and once the market hit back to a break-even point, or rather the first price entry, you choose to exit the trade so that you can start all over again. So this is one of the biggest self-sabotage that one trader can do onto himself or herself when they started trading that method, because a lot of times we all don't like stop loss, yeah? So hands up to those who love stop loss. No one, yeah? So what happened is a stop loss limit your losses, and of course it protect your capital, and however it take profit limit your profit as well. So if you never plan it properly, a trade that can go up to, like, let's say 50 to 60 pips profit, but you chose to exit at only 10 pips, then that is exiting too early. Alright, so that's the thing. Alright, so if you can hear me out there, key in your name, and you can even share your views about good trade, bad trades, profitable trades, and losing trades. Alright, so this month has been pretty rough, and definitely for Harmonic Pattern trader is quite a rocky month this month due to the Brexit negotiation, the result, the voting, and stuff like that. So hang on there, and if you know your statistics well, you should know when you have a losing streak, till when will be the break even point for you, or rather a turning point for you towards the winning trades. Alright, so the worst thing can happen is when you have a losing streak, you say, hey, what the heck is this? You look into other strategies and stuff like that, and guess what happened? The strategy that you have been trading religiously for some time, maybe not as religiously, start to turn winning, and you start to miss those trades. Shout yes if you agree. You can type it in as well. Alright, so let us get started. Daily chart, Euro Dollar, is it bullish or bearish? So if you're a trader, this is the minimum you can answer that. So overall trend for Euro Dollar, it is still a bearish run. Although right now there's a break and close above the high, I would need 2 breaks and close above the high to confirm a bullish run for that. Alright, so right now Euro Dollar is bearish, but it is a weaker bearish sign. Head down to the 4 hour chart. Yep, on the contrary, on the 4 hour it is running on a bullish trend. Alright, it is still on a bullish trend. Down to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour chart, let's have a look. Market is on a bearish run. So we have a bearish on 1 hour, bullish on 4 hour, and bearish on daily chart. So when situation like this, it is known as a mixed sentiment. So when you have multiple time frame having mixed sentiment, there are two approaches to go about it. First, you can ignore the trade. Second, you can trade as per single time frame. That means you don't mix it up. Excuse me, at least for a start, don't mix it up. Alright, so on the daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis on the daily chart is to wait for a bearish shark pattern completing a 1.21251 and heading for a selling opportunity. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, just now we did say bullish up, so I'm waiting to have a buying opportunity at 1.10137 and hit down to the 1 hour. High on 1 hour chart, you can see is a deep gully formation. So for traders who have engaged yesterday, great for you. For those who have not, I am right now waiting for a retest within the D price completion. As long as it never break and close above of the box outside, I am still waiting for a selling opportunity. So for this, what I'm going to do is I am going to wait for a retest, head down for a short. I will observe if there's a RSI divergence. If of course the divergence never happen, I may not engage for a selling opportunity. Reason being, the candle over here, let me just hide this. The candle over here is having a very bullish run, and right now it's going to consolidation. Yes, we have a godly pattern, but candlestick pattern, it precedes everything, structure precedes everything and wins everything else. Alright, so I'll observe closely within this price, so I'll key in over here. So this is how I trade. If the market never hit my analysis, analyze price, I will not enter for a trade. Okay, so I won't fall into the trap of looking for trades and finding ways to enter the market because I want to. Alright, it's more of I'll wait for a better filter then and enter the trade. I treat every trade as a great trade before I engage the trade. So I'll short over here depending how the market form up. Excuse me. Alright, and my second target level will extend all the way to the bullish bad pattern for this scenario. Alright, so if you are not comfortable with this kind of what we call a stack trade, then don't do that. Yep, only if you're comfortable with it, then you can look into it. And when I buy it all up, let's say it happens, then my final target, I'll stretch to this sharp completion. So it's pretty interesting, just the euro dollar itself. Let's say if the market complete all the moves that I want, short it all the way down to 4-hour chart and buy it all the way up to daily chart, is quite a significant profit. So just by this trade, it can easily recover any losses that's made this month and even potentially give a great returns as well. So when you have this rough month to start off with, first thing you ask yourself, have you made any mistake in trading? Have you jumped the gun? Have you just engaged the trade because you want to cover back your losses? If you didn't and you have a good reward to risk ratio, your money management, and you know your strategy well, providing you never break the rules, then definitely stick with it. It's fine. The only thing need to be adjusted will be your risk, or rather the trade exposure for following month, because unfortunately you have a drawdown. You have to trade on a much smaller contract size when a new month start. So that's how I manage my way of money management. Alright, all good. Okay, so down to the next pair, pound dollar. Yes, so my target today is to end everything off by, let's say, before 3 p.m. so you can get back to your work. And of course, kudos to those who are watching this live when you are in office. Alright, and sincerely hope that soon after you will achieve your goal. Let's say your goal is want to be a full-time trader. just to work 30 minutes a day, if not more than 1.5 hours a day. So how does the timing come by? 12 currency analysis, it'll take me within 30 minutes. I'm done. So I'm doing the same way as daily for our 1 hour without any analysis, followed by plotting out chart 1 round and see any changes to that. Alright, so every day I do the same thing like the live room. So if you're going full time, maybe you do once like 9 a.m. Singapore time. The second run will be about 2 p.m., which is now, and the third run you'll do about maybe about 6 p.m. when the market is a bit more restless. Then you do your analysis for the US market. But of course, if you are not so on the ball in trading, you can just do a 30 minutes is more than enough, I feel. Alright, especially if you're a swing trader. Alright, so on the daily chart, pound dollar, what trend is this? So it depends on how you read it. If you read it this trend as one trend, then right now the overall trend is still bearish. Even if you start to read this as a trend, over here it did not break and close above the high. So this is when the tricky part comes. When you do not have a strong rules, yes, you might have some challenge. Alright, and it is still a bearish trend, just a weaker one. Alright, down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, it is on a bullish trend for the 4-hour chart. Market went up, came down, break new high. Alright. So it's bullish on the 4-hour, and let's see on the 1-hour. Alright, so there are some changes over the market in recent move. It is still a bullish trend, just a weaker bull. The last run of the bullish move, you can start from here. Went up, came down, same high, went up, break and close above the high. Alright, so this movement is broken once, but it has not break and close below the latest support price. So bullish, bullish, bearish. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis on the daily chart, I have a butterfly and bat pattern. The butterfly form up too early. Minimum for it to fulfill a butterfly is on 25th of October. So over the weekend, I met someone in the traders fair. So he came to me and he said things like, oh, do you know what is time trading? I was like, what do you mean by that? His reply pretty much shocked me and pretty much changed the way I talked to him. Yeah, so he said, oh, you don't know time trading? So I know where's your standard. I was like, oh, wow, that's rude for 20 years old. So I told him off. I say that maybe you care to explain a bit. Everyone use different term, and after he has explained a bit, I figure out what he meant is Fibonacci time zone. So I did told him that one of the important fundamental for harmonic pattern is Fib time zone. And he claims that he know harmonic pattern very well. Seems like is just a know-how reading online, and it is very sad to see that a lot of young adults or even teenagers, they jump into trading, got a few winning trades and stuff like that, and they go all ego, you know. So I wish him all the best nevertheless. But when you interact with traders one to another, you may not agree. I did not agree with a lot of trainers in terms of how they teach, how they trade, but never go around and humiliate people, and you know, because everyone have different trading style, and if you have not realized, trading is a very personalized thing. It's a very personal thing. It really pretty much reflect on how you are as a person in terms of your personality. Some traders, they will just don't trade, and once they find that things align, like 7 or 8 things align, they'll trade very big for that trade. The good thing is, usually with such trades, it should be a higher winning rates, I suppose, but only the traders know the stats. But the bad thing is you may be missing out a lot of opportunity. And when you're that good trade that doesn't expect to fail, and you have overexposed yourself on that one trade, let's say Brexit turn around, or there's a Donald Trump tweet or whatsoever that affect the market movement of the regular, guess what happened? You will suffer a huge loss. Alright, so is to each means is to each preference on how you should trade it. Yes, I was here in the market, I did see a magic candle, I did see a confirmation, but it does form up before the minimum requirement of a harmonic pattern, so I decided not to engage a trade. Guess what? Right now there's a second chance, and honestly speaking, the second trade is a bad pattern, a pattern that I'm more comfortable with, because there is a X structure and X structure is not violated. So butterfly pattern is one of the pattern I classify under extension pattern, and of course harmonic bad pattern I classify under consolidation pattern. Alright, so yeah, once again, this is personal terms. It could be a term that you're not registered with. Always when you don't know, ask why and why you define that way. Ask people to elaborate more. Maybe you have the same point, or maybe you have something new that you have learned. Alright, so over here for the bad pattern, I might have waiting for 13 November. By looking at this, it's a likelihood that it may form up before 13 November. If you form up before 13 November, then this is not a trade I'll take. I'll wait for a retest. That's the max I can do. And of course, if it hit the first target level before the retest, then I'll just take it as a missed trade or not a setup for me. Alright, to the next time frame, down to the 4 hour. Excuse me. So a lot of talking over the weekend pretty much damaged my voice for a bit. 24 hour chart. 4 hour chart, what happened is that there is a pretty bullish movement. I'm waiting for two things: a retracement back into the buy zone, and or a retest of this trend line over here. So this trend line is a fictitious trend line that something I'm exploring, or rather some of the work that I had in my early days in trading. So I'll draw based on anger and see how the market react over here, and to see if there's any minimum entry opportunity, which means a magic candle, confirmation reversal, and I'll engage for a buying opportunity, aggressive buy. Head down to the 1 hour chart. To beat the aggressive buy, I do have a bad pattern forming up. Not sure if it says expire already. Later I'll double check with the fit time zone to check on the requirement. So highly likely it is still valid, but it starts to turn into a least favorable setup for this. Alright, so this is a bad pattern I'm looking for and I'm waiting for. All good. So if you have any questions, feel free to punch them in the live session. And of course, if you happen to watch this after the live, don't worry, just key in. We will do our best to reply you as soon as we can. Because on a day-to-day basis, we have lots of things to do, like generate trade ideas, creating media. Most of the times are in spending on social media and other stuff. Excuse me. Even like supporting our own student. And interestingly, this morning I received a comment. Thanks for the like. I received a comment from someone on Facebook. Sorry to say, I find that it's pretty ridiculous. So, how many of you have read comments on social media that people will just spam? And I think to me it's quite an obvious spam. Meaning you say that by looking at the comment, I know it's a spam message, and usually by seeing these messages, I will know that it has nothing to do with the owner. It's just that perhaps in view of the spammer, the spammer sees that, hey, this is a good page. There's a lot of viewers of the topics I'm doing. I do not have any content. I'll try to spam. So be it the spammer's content is real or is it a scam, that's beside the point. Alright. Cough drops. Sorry about that. Alright, so it's beside the point. So today I have someone that even never spoke to me before. came to me and say that, hey, there's a lot of spams in your review page. Can you do something about it? And of course, being nice, I shared with her that every day we are trying to delete this comment, but it's coming in 10s and 20s for now. So we do our best to do it. We did report to Facebook, but Facebook say it's not their top priority. At least people that know that work there told me that this is not Facebook top priority, and it's not their focus to handle this. Just put it this way. So I did share, and I don't know how the conversation actually spiraled and say that, hey, we are colluding and stuff like that, purposely let these people to spam there and stuff like that. So it started to get a bit out of hand, and I did say that I did say something that the subject actually took it very personal. I did share that I believe that my followers in our Facebook page are able to filter the difference between something that is real and something that is scammy. So yeah, so she take it personally. She take it as I am saying that she's not smart. So I did tell her that if you want to see it that way, there's no way I can do about it. Alright, someone from Australia. So it's quite disappointing, every day you have things like that, and I just want to get on with trading and doing videos and sharing analysis and doing live with my audience, with those who appreciate the content. And of course, if you don't like it, just hit the X button, just get out of it, just unfollow and unlike. I think these are things that are very simple done. You choose who you want to learn Forex trading with. In Forex 100, we choose our students as well. Yeah, so get out if you don't like. Yep. So on the daily chart, dollar yen on the daily chart, you can see market is on a bearish run. It's a bearish run over here. Market retrace back into this last resistance area as a sell zone or a selling price area. Down to the 4 hour, so daily chart bearish, down to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, it start to create highs, okay, break and move higher. So 4 hour chart has really turned bullish. To the 1 hour chart, on the 1 hour chart, something interesting has happened. I used to call this the rattlesnake formation. Alright, it look like a snake, right? So it's a consolidation movement. One of my favorites, so I might be using my breakout trading strategy data to see how it goes. But of course, I'll measure the high and low. Oh, it's just 15 pips. Not that interested now. Alright, the high and low, of course, on the 1 hour for breakout setup, usually I'm not that interested. I'm more interested on 4 hour and daily. Alright, so let me share with you my analysis. First, I have a head and shoulder bottom over here, looking for a buying opportunity. So I'm still waiting for a buying opportunity because right now there is a very serious conflicts in terms of analysis is within a sell zone, but this is a potential reversal setup, and head and shoulder I have very strong filter about it, and this setup hit on my filter. It's just that right now the market went a bit quiet. Most probably is because right now Friday is near, and that's US non-farm payroll. If you miss this trade, let's say the market went up, you can always wait for a retracement to engage the trade. Sadly, for dollar yen, it is usually very trendy. So when you miss the setup, it can be tricky for you how to get in the trade later. Alright, so down to the 4 hour. 4 hour, there is a bullish flag pattern. Already confirmed its breakout. It has break and close above the high. Now just waiting patiently for a retracement for a buying opportunity. Down to the 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart, it presents something very interesting, a ascending triangle, or rather a inverted ascending triangle, something like that. Not your classic one, but it's still valid. Make a bit of slight adjustment over here. It has still on the bullish run. It has break this trend line of this ascending triangle. In short, not a very good setup. So what should you do? Alright, so harmonic pattern, I have to say there are at least 8 rules for it to fulfill a harmonic pattern, and right now it's still too early to say. Probably a bad pattern will form up, but it's still too early. So let's say a bad pattern form up, I'll wait about 108.34. So a lot of waiting still. The C point is not even born yet, so it's really too early to tell. It could be a godly, it could be a butterfly, who knows, right? So this is a pattern that I'm waiting. Dollar yen just got upgraded to green. Green, it means a bit complicated in terms of the setup. Yep. And purple is trades that I'm in. Red is a normal setup, something like that. Alright, all good. So do you guys like the way that it was presented today? I share a bit of knowledge on trading and share a bit on how people ask us questions, our response, a bit of rant and stuff like that. Do you prefer that, or just straight up to the analysis and no talking, just tell me what to do? So hit the I might even create a poll later, but you just hit in which you prefer, your preference, straight up on just analysis or just a bit of chit chat. Create a topic that we can talk about at the start before we go into analysis, and share a bit of our daily lives over here. Does it interest you better? Let us know. Alright, keep that in. Even you are watching a playback, let us know as well which is your preference. Straight up analysis, no talking, or a bit of talking, chatting topics, as well as a bit of rant. Alright, so on the Euro Yen daily chart, bearish movement over here, the last bearish movement. The market has not break it. So overall, Euro Yen is still on a bearish run. If I were you, I'll focus on a selling opportunity. Down to the 4-hour, market look bullish. Head up, a bit of consolidation. 1-hour chart, once again a box up, a rectangle formation. So these are points that you can wait for selling opportunity. 12103, pretty good price for a whole number trading. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. So just like I did say, that I'm waiting for a selling opportunity, a bad pattern. 122.41 will be the price I'm looking to short. Yes, it's about 150 pips apart away, but I will not do the buy all the way up to the bad pattern and sell it down for this case, because I do not have a strong setup over here unless you're looking at 4-hour chart, a retest of the low, and I do have something that is more firm up to a buying opportunity. Alright, and down to the 1-hour, bearish shark formation. So for me, I'll rather sell it at shark all the way down rather than buy on this flag pattern, because to me is not strong, and overall trend I'm looking to sell. Alright, and of course, if traders who are looking to buy all the way up, maybe even to the bad pattern, one of the thoughts I have, or rather two of the thoughts I have, is first, you can buy at a 5-0 completion, maybe somewhere at 120.78, if only you know how to use a 5-0, or use a bullish godly pattern forming up 120.11 as a buying price. Alright, so these are the two levels that you can look into. So in trading is very much of planning your trade first, then you look into your tools, let's say a harmonic pattern, a breakout setup like a flag pattern or whatsoever, then you engage the trade once the trade has fulfilled that requirement, rather than you say, hey, there is a bet, sell here, oh, there's another bullish bet that is counter, so what do I do now? Alright, or there's a double top, what do I do now? So you have to understand that all these are just tools, yeah, and how good is your tools depends how well you know it and how many times you have tested, the confidence you have over it. Alright, so my plan over here, I'm pretty much looking for a selling opportunity. Observe closely at 50 point, and if the market break through all the way down, I might even extend my target to this bullish godly, and of course the traditional take profit 2 level. I will see how the market react, If the market chooses to have a bit of consolidation, I'll give it a call to exit first. Alright, so let us shift gear a bit. Yep, 20 minutes more. Alright, on pound yen, I do find that 2 p.m. seems like better crowd. Of course, today not the best, but compared to 6, it's not too bad, and people can watch the playback later. What do you think? 2 p.m. better for live session on Wednesday or 6 p.m.? Alright, so pound yen on the daily chart, let's have a look. It has only the first break of the high. Overall trend still bearish, just a weaker bearish move. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, market is on a bullish run. Down to the 1 hour, very choppy market. Alright, due to the Brexit negotiation, the deal seems good, but people just don't want to vote yes and stuff like that. Alright, so this caused uncertainty in the market. Take note of that. If you do not have a strong strategy for that, strong sense about it, just don't trade it for a while. Alright, pound yen, daily chart, bearish back pattern, 144.35, looking for a selling opportunity. It will still take some time. Down to the 4-hour chart, there is this buy zone over here, so I'm waiting for a retest back into the buy zone for buying opportunity. To the 1-hour chart, a bearish shark formation completing at 141.89. We'll observe how the market reacts when it's closer to the point, and this is the only shark pattern that's going to form up for this setup. Alright, so shark pattern can go up to 3 entry price. You have to be very familiar with that before you trade it. If not, please do not trade the shark pattern. And of course, unless you are a subscriber and you read into analysis and you agree with that, you can engage if that is comfortable for you. Alright, to the next pair, New Zealand yen. Love-hate pair for me right now. So New Zealand yen on the daily chart, market is running on a bearish trend. Alright, and has a break and close above the high price over here. One time, you need another break and close above the high to be a bullish trend. Down to the 4-hour chart. To the 4-hour chart, market is on a uptrend. Retracement, came down a bit, break and close above the low price, and a retracement seems like. But until it has a break and close below 68.95, it is still it has still have not broke the trend, and it is still not a retracement yet, because we won't know if it will create a higher price before it came down. To the 1-hour chart, market break and close below the low. It seems like going into a consolidation phase. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so this is my analysis. Bad pattern over here for a selling opportunity. Yes, exactly, for a selling opportunity, and we'll see how the trades develop. Okay, within a sell zone, something that I like. To the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, something interesting, we have a shark pattern. So for those who have shift stops to entry, my subscriber, your trade is out. The good thing is no risk. The bad thing is right now you don't have any trade over here. What I'm waiting for on New Zealand yen, I'm waiting for the crab pattern formation to complete. Okay, to complete for a buying opportunity, and that came in line with the 5-0 pattern. Of course, the 5-0 pattern will complete first before the sharp the deep crab pattern. We'll see how it goes. If there is a good confirmation for crab pattern, usually I will not place a pending order. I'll wait for confirmation to engage the trade. Usually for market nowadays, for crab pattern, it will go even a bit deeper. So by having a confirmation first, it helps with a higher accuracy. That's one. Second, it gives me a better entry price. In returns, a better reward is the risk. Down to the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, there are two setups. So for traders who are like me, still a bit jaded that you missed the trade, you can wait for a bad pattern to complete at 69.72 price thereabout, and head in for a shorting opportunity. And of course, if you choose to extend the target to the crab pattern or the 5-0 pattern is fine as long as it is your trade plan. So New Zealand yen just got upgraded to complicated, or rather a potential for staggering trades. New Zealand dollar on the daily chart, bearish movement, market is on a bearish run. Right now back into the sell zone, the perfect price for sell zone. To the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, seems like a bit like double top, but it's not. The tip of it never touched the candle body, so it's not double top for me. Market is still very bearish, so traders, this is when the market start to tempt you, temptation. Hey, you are running already on 83 pips, are you going to exit the trade now? Alright, so for those who have followed my trades. Alright, on the 1-hour chart, this is what I have. Market came down, went up, came down, went up. Seems like a bit of consolidation. Alright, so just observe and see. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis is a bearish shark formation completing at 0.6785 on a higher time frame. To the 4-hour chart, on the 4-hour chart, this is the bearish shark pattern I've engaged. Perfect shark. Once I enter, market basically came down, retest, and boom, all the way. Alright, so what I want is please another 17 pips to hit my take profit level. Then I'm done with the first target. I'm still waiting. Yep. So this is when the market will start to tempt you. Hey Rain, it's not going any further. Are you going to exit? Well, the thing is I won't know whether the market will retrace 80 over pips and I miss all my trades. But at this moment, it doesn't give me any signal to intervene this trade and exit early. Alright, so I will still hold on to this. Down to the 1-hour chart, let's say the market reverse against me. Let's say I got stop out at entry. Yep, let's say I got stop out entry, or I might not have not. Yeah, the trade is still live. I can still engage as a bad pattern on a much higher price. Now, of course, you can say, Rain, you can exit now and wait for market to head up to this bad pattern to short. Well, that's not my style because it's not a bad pattern until it touches the price and after a confirmation of that. Alright, so I'm happy to ride on this 83 pips of profit and wait for another 70 pips to go. If it doesn't, then it's okay, call it a day, enter the next trade. So chill, yeah. The reason behind it, because I know my stats and I know these trades, and if you have been following us on trade ideas, you know that we are pretty transparent. We are not your Instagram traders. So over here, everything is very transparent. Trade ideas package is where I will be sharing my trade ideas along with Boon Hui's trade ideas. Boon Hui will be sharing as well. So in fact, you don't just get one but two professional traders' thoughts on trading. Alright, and you get to see our results over here. Winning month 2,333. That's why I was so pumped up for October, because I see August, as long as I have profits, October is very profitable. Since I have jinxed it a bit, yeah. So August I have 1,017 pips of profits. Alright. This 800 pips of profit is fantastic because it only comes with 10 trades. Amazing isn't it? And over here I trade like 21 trades, 29 trades in total. I only lose 1,004. Guess what? Because I have a very good reward is to risk. Alright. So as a trainer and trader that I put myself out there, I'm pretty transparent, as you can see. The result is pretty good. In fact, we have even results before that total up in just a quarter. That means just in 3 months. I've shared a total of 12,000 pips of profits. Yeah, but after Boon Hui joined, our stats start from July to make it more clean. Yep, so these are the things that we do. And this is the decision point whether to keep this or to just show the latest 12 months. Alright, seems like we have started showing even more than 12 months already. So we'll see how it goes. If required, then maybe 2 page, I don't know. maybe you can give us some ideas as well. So if you're interested to get in and join us over here while we share our trading ideas with you, just click the link over here that I've posted. You get to see all my entry, stops and target, as well as Boon Hui's entry, stops and targets. Alright, and you can definitely use stars to highlight, so you can just focus on star message to see how the trade goes. Alright, so that's that. Have we gone through New Zealand dollar? Yep, I guess we did. Alright, to the next pair. Aussie, another love and hate. Boon Hui, how's your trade for this? Do you manage to take profit or stop loss entry? Or you're still in? Keep that in. I have not got the chance to ask you. Alright, so market came down, retrace, came down, retest the high. So pretty good selling price or shorting opportunity. Pros and cons of this, it gives you a very good reward to risk. If you are trading based off the daily time frame, very good reward is to risk. The disadvantage about this setup is it is near the point of a change of direction. So does give you a higher chance of hitting stop loss, that's for sure, but a better reward is to risk. Remember, in trading, every decision is a trade-off. There is no one decision is the best or ultimate. To the 4-hour chart, market seems like going in for a double top. You can observe closely and see if those rules fits you. But to me, this is not a double top, yeah, because the low price had touches the previous high. So it's more like a market went up, then it started to show a box 1, 2, 3. And let's say if it came down, I was pretty much looking for a buying opportunity than a selling opportunity, because it looked more like a base flag rather than a double top. So that's when a filter come in, very important. Pretty much I'll look into the RSI as well. Do I have a RSI divergence? When I say RSI, means overbought, oversold at the extremes. That will help me to separate a filter between a double top, double bottom setup in comparison with a flag setup. Alright, a counter trend move versus a breakout move. Two very different setup, but it can look very identical. Down to the H1 chart. On the H1 chart, market has went up, retrace, went up, retrace, went up, retrace. So on a bullish run right now. So the lower time frame is showing bullish, higher time frame showing bearish. So mixed sentiment, see how you read it. For myself, I'll see whatever setup came up. So on the daily chart, yes, it is on the bearish side, but it has a break and close above the high of this descending trend line. But the previous high was not broken, so it's a bit tricky over here. Down to the 4-hour. The 4-hour chart, this is the bad setup that both of us has entered. And I believe both of us has got stop loss entry. Quite a pity. So we short here, market came down, haven't reached the first target, it missed by a bit, and it retraced. So pretty much at this price, none of my filters caught this. In short, if it went super extreme oversold, market went down, magic candle, confirmation reversal, came back and retest at this price, or at least minimum over here, I may have just intervened and exit, but because it never go to the extreme overbought, I do not have the rules to do so. It's fine. You do not have a trading rules that can cover everything. You have to realize that it's close to impossible. And for this trade, maybe for those who have intervened the trade, you could have earned, I don't know, let's have a look. Aussie dollar, you could have earned quite good profit. Where is it? Too many trades here. Let's see, one by one. Not that. Aussie dollar. Yes, you could have earned maybe about 50 pips. You're just 10 over pips shy. But if that is your rule, feel free to stick on it. But if that's not your rules and you just intervene and you just got lucky, you can't replicate these results, then my take is better not. Alright, so it's okay for me to get stop out entry rather than keep on breaking my rules until when you should stop breaking your rules, right? So over here there is two setup. The bearish bad pattern still valid. It is still valid because it have not hit the stop loss. So for traders who want to head in for a short, you may do so. Take profit level, you can use the usual one, or you can even extend to this bullish bad pattern completion, which is in line with this buy zone over here. Alright, within this buy zone over here. Okay, so yep. Oh, of course, you can wait for market to come back down to this low price 68.13 and look for a buying opportunity as a base flag. Okay, so I don't want to draw too many things. You complicate the chart, you make it very messy. So this is a bullish run. This might be a flag pattern. So let's see how it goes. Down to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour chart, yes, there is a bad pattern already set up. So let me just hide this first. Visibility, hide the 1 hour. Yep, so there is a bad pattern setup. If you're already in, good, all the best for you. And for myself, I am stretching the target to the 4 hours time frame for this setup. Yes, Aussie dollar. The next pair. So just before that, let me just share a bit. Aussie dollar, you did see this bearish bad pattern. I've shorted it. New Zealand dollar, I see this bearish shark pattern. I shorted it as well about the same time. So this is my answer to many people when they have questions like, hey Rain, Australia and New Zealand seems like they move the same. When the setup happened, we will engage too. My answer to you is yes, I will. Why? See what happened? You have situation like this that New Zealand is still bearish, but Australia has turned. Alright? It's still two different countries using two different currency pair. No doubt you can say that they have close trade relationship, but if it is within your list, my personal take is you should still engage it. So one way to do it is you choose one of it and you just ignore the other one. But this could happen to you, meaning you say that we enter Australia dollar, you shorted. Alright, you shorted the trade and the market retrace, hit stop loss entry, you miss the profit. Well, of course, if you're lucky, you choose something like a New Zealand dollar, you're still running about 70 to 80 pips of profits. Yeah, so if you ask me, yeah, it's really your choice, yeah. Yep. So for traders, you might thinking, hey Rain, then why don't you exit the trade? Likewise, I've shared with you earlier on, I do not have rules of such to exit the trade. And of course, if I draw this out, you might understand better. And the main reason is still because I do not have a rule to exit at this point. Alright, to me it looks something like this. Alright, so having this set up, it might give me a strong sense of further drop. So what I'm waiting for is a break and close below the low price 63.39. Then I'll know that my bearish trade is pretty safe. It may even extend all the way down to target 2 with just one move. When I say one move, it's not one candle, but it looks something like this. Just keep on going down. Alright, so that's that. Hi Alvin. Australia dollar, we have it. Australia cat. Daily chart, market came down, went to a bit of consolidation to the 4 hour. Yep. You can pretty much box these up. And what I'll do, I'll observe closely at 90.17. So what I'll do, there are too many things that are on my chart, correct? So I always rely on alert. If not, by the time I come back, I may like, hey, what am I looking for? I have 15 trading strategies so that you know. And I'll put in codes for me. Okay, it's a sideways bounce code for each shorting opportunity. Alright, down to the 1 hour. Nothing much over here. This is where you get traders very excited. This is where traders will try to guess if the market going up or going down. Usually when things like that, I'll look into my filter to limit down my options. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis, bearish sharp formation, it will take some time at 93.36, waiting for its selling opportunity. And in this trend line, realize how I didn't draw the horizontal line because I see the low price is getting higher, a series of higher low, and of course there are two prices I can look for a selling opportunity. This is a sideways bounce price that I have marked it out, or an even better, stronger selling opportunity with much higher at 0.9077. That is both a bearish godly formation and an AB equals CD movement. So ABCD pattern. Alright, so there are two things that I like to differentiate. For me, is way too different setup. One is the ABCD pattern. This is an ABCD pattern with precise harmonic or rather a Fibonacci ratio. The other one is simply a AB equals CD move. Alright, AB equals CD move, that means equal distance move. Alright, to me is two different things. Alright, down to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, yes, once again, we are a bit shy to hit the entry price. Then the market chose to fly off. If not, this will be a beautiful shark. I'm still observing the setup. That's why I still leave the analysis here. But pretty much, I can pretty much tell you that I have to wait for a new harmonic pattern, a bullish one, for a buying opportunity somewhere, preferably. Maybe it's a godly pattern, so it will form nicely on the trend line. Alright. Yep. So Aussie cat quite complicated as well. Upgraded. Last three pairs. If you have any questions, punch them in. If not, once I cover Canada yen, that's it. Okay. So on dollar Canada is pretty choppy. Canada is another pair that it can be quite choppy for the time being if you have observed. All Canada related pair is a bit choppy, or you can see the high and low price of the shadow, it went a bit more extreme. The daily chart, market came down, sell zone, market continued to go down. Alright, and having able to read patterns, you should be able to identify a harmonic pattern. Down to the 4 hour chart, bearish movement with a very strong bullish candle and go into consolidation. To the 1 hour, there are two harmonic patterns over here as well. Have you spotted it? No? Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. This is the godly pattern that I have spotted. I did not enter because I want a better entry price. So I focus on this counter trend trading opportunity. Godly pattern. I know that I'm waiting for a buying opportunity, but the price is, the reward is the risk is not good. I did share with my traders over here. Already spotted when 23rd October. Before it went deeper, correct? So stop loss 135 pips after adding buffer. Target 189, target 2 162. Warning, no to 1 ratio. Watch closely for confirmation. So I'm still watching, have not engaged yet. Down to the 4 hour, nothing much on the 4 hour chart. To the 1 hour chart, there are two setups. The first setup is the crab pattern. So nowadays, I trade the crab pattern very different. I would require my software to identify the harmonic pattern assistant, to identify an arrow for a buying opportunity. But of course, in this case, they managed to engage a buying opportunity that happened somewhere over here. Alright, wasn't around. So this crab pattern has already done and over with. So right now, the market did set up a shark pattern. So for those of our subscriber, you would have identified this what you call a shark pattern by the system. The software has really sorted it. And yeah. So on the 1 hour chart, there is this pattern that really spotted. Let me just see if I can paste it to the Facebook for you. Yes. All right. So this is the dollar Canada. What I do usually, I will paste this in. It is spotted by the system. All right. So as traders, as entrepreneurs, once we face challenge, we always think of ways to do it. So this is spotted by my software, my system, Harmonic Pattern Assistant. You spotted a shark pattern. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm waiting for a 5-0 pattern to go in for a buying opportunity. And shark and crab pattern, I don't trade it off that way. Even when the system has spotted it, I will wait for this down arrow before I engage the trade. Alright, so it doesn't matter if it hit the stop loss, and of course it depends how much it has go out. That means it have extended out of the stops. So those are my filters. That's why just by having this software isn't enough. We will be sharing our thoughts with those pattern user that choose to opt into this chat room as well. Alright, or in short, I'll just post it here, or individual support group. All good? Yeah, so by having a software like this, it does help with my work and my planning. Hope it is helpful to you. Just a subscriber, check out this package subscriber. You will be able to receive this software as well, as long as your subscription is active. So over here, what I'm waiting for is a 5-0 pattern, waiting for buying opportunity at 1.3070. Why? Because my focus is on buying opportunity. On the daily chart, I'm waiting for a godly pattern, but as you can see, the reward is the risk is not ideal for me. I will need a better entry price, and I do use triple time frame, so I don't go 4 time frame. Yeah, within 3 time frame is still fine. I'm not interested in this shorting opportunity, although I'm waiting for market to head down and look for a buy over here. Yes, if the market head up, I will miss this trade opportunity, but at least I won't hit a stop loss. I won't go into a trade that I don't believe in, or I don't go into a trade that is not within my plan. Just put it this way, because my overall plan is to buy dollar CAD. It's not to sell it. It's just like today, your plan is to go to the supermarket market to buy onion. You don't detour and go over to McDonald's to buy, or Burger King to buy onion rings, right? So I don't know how this example is going, but you get my point. My focus is to just buy over here. Alright, a better entry. I'm happy to enter at this price. It is still better than before. At least right now I have some additional support reason and slightly better price than the default buying price. Okay, and it does give me a better it definitely give me a fantastic reward to risk ratio. So I don't just buy up straight away. I'll see how the candle react at this small buy zone over here. This small box is the buy zone, very very tight. Might as well don't draw, right? 3071 to 3070 is 1 pip. That's how tight this setup is. So I will be waiting for this and see how the candle react before I engage the trade. So trading misconception for traders is they thought that traders is all about trading, but the fact about traders is a lot of analyzing and wait for market setup. Yep. And if you trade off the 1 hour, 4 hour and daily, you pretty much have life because every candle, even if right now is a bearish run, I only can enter the next trade only at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. So I can get on to my gym, do my stuff and things like that. Yeah. Alright. To the next pair, Canada Yen, daily chart. On the daily chart, market has a break and close above the high price one time. Alright, so overall trend, it is still bearish for CAD Yen. Down to the 4 hour, market went up, start to have a bit of this kind of consolidation. It's not the usual movement of Canada Yen, if you have realized. Alright, it's much more of a bigger movement. Down to the 1 hour. Nothing much over here. Back to daily chart. Let me share with you my analysis. My analysis over here, whoa, the world of harmonics, yeah. So here we have a butterfly pattern at 84.50, bearish shark 86.16, bullish godly, which I think he has already been invalid. Let me just double check later. 78.39. Alright, so this is on the daily chart. To the 4 hour chart, there is this shark pattern is still valid, the final extension of the entry price. Just waiting for how the price actually moves over here. It does have a bit of RSI divergence. Market went higher, RSI went slightly lower. To the 1 hour chart, on the 1 hour chart, nothing much, is still the same shark. Okay, so type 2 euro dollar godly is up, so later I can double check how the candle move over here. So like what I've mentioned, I have to still wait for the candle close before I engage the trade. So definitely there is some time for me to plan this trade before I engage it. Alright, to the last pair, pound Aussie. Alright, so pound Australia on the daily chart. Right now it is a weaker bearish move. This is the previous high, market break and close below the low over here, and went up, retrace, break above the high one time. To the 4 hour chart, 4 hour chart, it has quite an interesting candle movement. If you see, market went up, it slid down a series of lower high, but the support line is the same. So I do see that there is a potential of breaking towards the downside. But if you realize there are some Brexit thing going on again, you can choose to ignore this trade, yeah, and you can just observe how the trade runs from here. 1 hour chart, pretty much consolidation. If you can see, the market is pushing towards the downside, not the upside. At least for now, that's the case. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. A bearish bad pattern had formed up, become a bearish crab pattern. So right now, market is back into the entry price for those who have shorted as a bad pattern. I am still waiting patiently. So it's pretty much a roller coaster ride, yeah, for traders who engage this. Market went up, almost touched the stop loss of the bad pattern, came down, back to the entry price, went up, away 200 pips again, came down again, back to entry price again, away for about 70 pips again. You know, so you might be thinking, hey Rain, what you're talking about? Just go and measure. This is a daily chart, and the movement over here is pretty great. Pound Australia is one of the juggernauts. So many of times I tell traders around me that if you want to trade pound whatever, pound yen is a lesser volatile pair, and that already earned the name of the dragon or the beast. There are two different schools that are calling them different names. Alright, but pound Australia, I call it a juggernaut, is worse than that. It moved more than that. So you really have to prepare hundreds of pips of stops. And of course, when you head in for such trades, your trade setup, your target shouldn't be lesser than that. If not, what's the point, right? So down to the 4 hour chart. 4 hour chart over here, this is the buy zone. Alright, still within the buy zone for traders who are looking to buy. Not for me. I believe pound is going to have a bad move, a negative move. But do your own analysis. My money is really in. I could be buyers, but you just read the news. Over the weekend, I share with, or rather 2 weekends ago, I think, I share with friends that has been trading for about 5 years that, hey, pound is going to have no deal. And that's being said, it's not because I've shorted pound. I hope it happens. Maybe, but yeah, if you have been observing, pound, or rather UK is quite divided in terms of politics. Yeah, they have been trying to do this Brexit for about what, 3 years? Yeah, 3 years. 3 prime minister, the 3rd prime minister of this Brexit deal already, and they're still not done. The vote will just oppose it, and they cannot move. So I think it's just as bad as America is also very divided right now. Alright, America, the debt ceiling is not solved yet, if you have not realized. And right now is about due to the next election. What the heck, right? Alright, so to the 1 hour chart, traders, if you're in for a selling opportunity, I thank you in advance. You might push the price lower. No, that's just a joke, yeah. Volume won't be enough to push the price. On the 1 hour chart, there is a bearish back setup. Much higher price, 1.8904. Should the market retrace, you have another opportunity. So that's all I have for you today. If you're thinking of how to engage or how to do your analysis and you are able to plot like at least a back pattern, head and shoulders, and identify trends and simple money management, join us in this upcoming Friday. We have a lesson in Singapore, a 1-day session, 9 to 6, 9 to 7 in fact. These are things that we do. We are able to train people without any financial knowledge to able to trade just within a day. Many of our graduates are able to do that. I believe you can do that too. This upcoming session, I even have a 14 years old attending the lesson. So his mom thought that he is really young. I said that, hey, no, not true. My younger student for trade ideas, or rather trading, or in fact, they have attended a much higher level course. It's a certification course, which means I grade them on the results, on the analysis before they pass the course. All right. So what happened is that that was 6 years ago, and he managed to get a job. Yeah, in the financial world today. All right. So yes, our traders are able to analyze and stuff like that. And if you're interested, this is one of the training you won't want to miss, because we are doing a crazy promotion at only 1398 Sing. You really don't want to miss that, because after that we will have price adjustment after 1 year of doing this crazy price and stuff like that. We are putting that to the end, and we will be charging the normal fee, slowly move up to 2997 USD. All right, so let me just share the page with you. So if you are thinking of equip yourself with the knowledge to trade, and you are tired of going to work, you just miss your long weekend. Just now meeting a few entrepreneurs are talking about this long weekend and this and that. I was like, what long weekend? Alright, so to me, you can see as there's no long weekend for me. I'm working like almost every day, but the difference is I do not find that it is a chore to go to work. I enjoy my work life as much as my personal life, because I'm in a job, I'm in the work that I love, I'm in something that I enjoy it so much. Alright, that's myself teaching in the class, one of our batch for trade ideas. Alright, so click on the link and purchase and really secure your seats, because after this it will not be 1398 Sing, I promise you. Alright, so don't miss this anymore. Alright, so that's all I have for you today. You guys have been a wonderful crowd. Till then, remember always, plan your trade and trade your plan, and I'll see you soon in the next workshop. See you.